Hello folks, this is Travis on Elliston Equine Solutions, and what I'd like to do is talk about breast collars. Had a lot of questions on that lately. Hope you're doing fine, hope you're doing well wherever you are in the United States or nationally. So first thing I'd like to cover is what does a breast collar do? Well, traditionally a breast collar does is keeps the saddle in place and from sliding backwards, or if you're open you can lean into it and drag a piece of cattle when need arises. So that's the biggest thing. Obviously, if you look at this type of a breast collar, it's very skinny, very narrow and stuff, and this is pretty good for if you're just on a trail ride or if you're just in a show ring or something. This is pretty adequate. It's very just a simple wide breast collar, pretty nice, but once again it's very thin. So if you go to pulling per square inch, obviously you can't cover as much power per square inch or pounds as you would a broader one, which we'll show you here in the future, okay? Alright, hello folks. Next thing I'm going to cover is the one you guys have been asking the most about for collar. Is this one right here. I've had several people ask me about the Martingale breast collar. This is what it looks like. It's very contoured for the shoulder that you can see right here. And the reason it is contoured in that shape is because you don't want to restrict the shoulder movements. Okay, so if you picture this, you're rock climbing freestyle, okay, up a face cliff, you can really rotate and grab stuff, okay? But as soon as you put a backpack on, try to do the same thing. For one, you got weight. Two, you got everything restricting your shoulder blades. You can't reach as far, and it's uncomfortable. So that's one thing. It's a lot wider here per square inch, which means I can really lean into the surface area a lot more. So this is a very good roping collar that I really like. Now, back in Roy Rogers' days, they used to call this the Hollywood collar because everybody in the 50s and 40s had this style of collar in all the movies with Roy Rogers. And there's a good reason for that. A lot of those horses were bridle horses that were trained for bridle horses, so they had spade bits, they had the half-braid bit and so forth, but the riders were actors, so they really had heavy hands and so forth. But because Roy Rogers and then later on the Lone Ranger used this Martingale collar, and this is not getting confused with the training aid of a Martingale, okay, that's something totally different. We're just talking about breast collars. So you can see it's very open, and this on top they got called the wither strap, and I really like this because it holds in position. So when I like to put this on, this is normally the first thing I put on a horse, and then the saddle. But obviously for this video I'm just demonstrating breast collars. So I like to put it on like this, the wither strap, put it in position, and then I can take the inside buckle, place it on here, and then when I look at these buckles, I like to make sure it's the same hole on this side as it is on the other side. And I'm going to turn my horse here so you can kind of see. Alright, so you can see from right here, I got this buckle right here, and it's placed right on the same hole. So I want to do the same thing to the other side. Make sure it's on the same hole, and then I'll fasten it. Okay, underneath that I have this piece right here. It goes underneath the point of the shoulder and right between the chest. And there's a little keeper ring right on the cinch down below. Now I'm going to make sure I'm at this nice 45-degree angle so I don't get hit by the hind foot, and I'm out of the way since it's possible to get hit. Okay. Now when I do a check on the breast collar, I want to make sure my hand can fit right in here in width position. Okay. I know that's comfortable for the horse, and it's not going to rub in between the chest muscle right here and rub the hair off. So generally I like one fist to be able to come in here. If I can fit two fists in there, or half a fist, that's no good. You don't want that. Okay? Second thing I want to point out here. see this strap, all right? This strap, and I'll give you a better angle here, right between the legs, okay, should only be hanging down about an inch or two, just like this. If I got more than that, the horse comes to kick or the hind leg comes before it gets caught on that breast strap, and we don't want that, and that's bad juju too. Once again, this horse is hearing the thunder out in the background. Okay, you should be able to see right here, now my breast collar right here, okay, the strap is not hanging down low. I got about 1 finger to 2 fingers looseness right there. That's all I want. Okay, just 2 fingers stacked up to make sure it fits comfortably. So you can see the shoulder blade right here is not restricted because it's contoured. The tugs are connected, especially on the weight saddle up here. All right, and really I can shorten this a little bit more, this breast collar. But if it starts exercising, this can creep up, but it's not going to go any more forward than this. So this is called a Martingale breast collar. Some people just say Martingale just means circular, okay? But that's what I like. And this is one of my favorite setups ever. These wither straps, you can get cool designs on it. And I'll post a picture of my other saddle with one. But you can get different contours up here, it's whatever you want. Whatever eye candy you want, you can put on there. But the biggest thing is just being functional there. So I hope that helps you out, and we'll continue to show you some other saddles now. Thank you. Hello folks, there's a lot of questions on this breast collar. This one specifically, I got 2 of them, are just built by different makers. This is called Martingale, not to be confused with a training Martingale. That's something different. Basically, Martingale just means circular, okay? This is the Martingale breast collar, so you got this piece right here. It's very contoured for the horse's shoulder angle right here. And it also comes with a wither strap on top. Now the wither strap is very nice because you can have conchos on here. And I'll place a picture of my other ones, got a lot of conchos, eye candy, so forth. But they normally go on top of the wither. Okay, and that's called wither straps. Also got little tug buckles right here. I like to put clips on the end of it so I can just clip on and be fast to take on and off when I put on sandal. So this is what it looks like. I'm going to take my wither strap off. Like this, come around the horse's neck, place my wither strap right above the withers, right here above the withers, and I just come down. And obviously I got the same amount of holes on this side of the wither strap, same as the other, so in this case the first hole. Then what I like to do is take the tugs on my breast collar, find the weight saddle clips up top, just place it on there. Now you can see the wither straps on top of here keeps this from falling down, so that's very handy. Now whatever I do on one side, do the other. So in this case, I grab the tug, place it on there, and it's already preset to the same hole on this side. That's another benefit of having a clip. Now I'll come down between the legs, stand to the back 45, place my clip between the legs, connect it right onto the ring underneath the cinch. And I always like to have my buckles facing down. I never like them facing up like this because they'll pinch the skin. So I always have the buckles facing down. Okay, I got my 2 finger stack. Come to the front, do my check in one fist. I know I'm good to go. So this is what a lot of people had questions on, was this breast collar right here, which is called a Martingale. As you can tell, it's very thick on the bottom, so I can still catch bulls, I can catch cows, steer, whatever, and it'll pull just like a pulling collar. So it's very similar to a pulling collar. The only difference is it has a wither. Okay, so I wanted to talk about a few more things about the pulling collar. This being the tug right here, and I'm going to show you in the video exactly how this loops around a fork. This tug here around the fork of saddle and how it's brought down. The biggest thing I want to talk about, the way it's shaped around the shoulders is very comparable to a pulling collar for draft horses or wagons and so forth. And if you ever seen one, you've probably seen the Budweiser team so forth, but then normally this pulling collar goes around the neck of a draft animal, such as Budweiser Clydesdale horses, and that's where you've seen this from. So with this, taking all the shock on the collar, very padded and comfortable, we came up with the breast collar that contours to the shoulders, which is this. And it's a very good, nice piece of equipment. It's probably the one I like the best on a type of saddle. It's association type saddle, or any saddle that has a swell fork. And I really like this one. And I have one more. All right. So if you look at this, it's very wide on the collar, which means you got more pressure per square inch on the animal, especially when you're roping. So once you dial it onto the horn and you're dragging a steer right behind you, this is going to soak up most of the pressure right here between this location and the horn. So that's why you want to have a breast collar. That's why you want a wide one right here. Once again, this breast collar, just like any other breast collar, I'm going to take one fist, put it in between the chest, and I should have one fist space. Same thing underneath here. Camera person's going to come closer to me so they can take a look right here. Come on over here with the camera. So you'll see right here over my shoulder is I only have 2 fingers stacked up here. I don't have it hanging low so a horse can't kick it and get stuck in here. Only have about 2 fingers, or 2 inches in this case, below the chest of the brisket right here. Don't want it loose, okay? So that's normal fitting, just like any other breast collar. And we'll come back up here with the camera. Connected right here to the pulling collar is a tug. And all it does is wrap around the fork, which is this piece right here. Goes back on the ring, you yank it down, and then you just feed the tug right through the buckle, and I go to the second hole from the top. Bring it back into the buckle, and I don't want this flopping around, so I put it back inside the keeper. And obviously on the other side of this is going to be the exact same hole, and that's the proper fitting. So this is the second type of breast collar I love to use, and this is the pulling collar. The next one is the third order, which I really like, and it is called the steer tripping collar, and we're going to show that to you next.
Go.
Hello folks, this is called a steer tripping collar. I'm going to show you how this fits on. This is more designed for the horse to be placed right across the chest. It's not contoured, and you'll see in a moment once put it on, but it covers right here and it puts a lot of force down there very low, especially if you're roping bulls, steers, cows, whatever. A lot of people in Kansas love this type of breast collar, and it's called a steer tripping collar once again. So I got wither strip straps in this. They come forward, place over the top of the neck. And then all I do is put the tugs on. Now with these, in a weight saddle, you normally have a clip here. But with this strap, you're either going to place right here on this rigging ring or right here on the cinch ring. So you have to play around what exactly fits on you. I'm going to go to the rigging ring. So I just place it through the rigging ring, come back through the buckle, place it in a hole, check my hand placement with one hand, put my strap underneath the bottom onto the ring. No different than what you've seen in the past. And I'll come over to the other side. Once again, place right through the ring. Make sure on the same hole I was on the other side. This is 3 down from the top right here, closest to the rigging. Got one fist here, and I got 2 fingers stacked here. I'm good to go, okay? Now, if you look at the front of this, I'll bring the horse over here. You'll see it goes right across the chest very massively, okay? Not on the blanket there. There we go. So it's not as contoured on the shoulders, and it goes right across the chest. Got my one fist there, my 2 fingers stacked down there, and that's what a tripping collar looks like. It's very handy, very good, and this can go on a weight saddle or which is slick fork, or it can go on a swell fork like this one right here. Okay, this being the swell fork. So this is a setup of a steer tripping collar. Once again, the tug, you can put here, you can put here, it doesn't matter. That's up to you, it's your rider's discretion. So those are the 3 types of breast collars I really like to use. And I showed you one that's really skimpy. It's not as thick as this one or the other ones, and that's one that's just used for trail riding or just for shows. So now you have the education, now you're a solution. Thank you, take care, happy trails, adios.